Hey guys, it's Psychic Medium Queen coming in. Happy New Year. I am coming in with the Q&A as promised. I know it's been a long time coming. Thank you guys for being so patient with me. But before we get into it here, I want to announce my giveaway winner. Actually, winners, because I took the liberty of adding an additional winner to the pot. One winner is going to be receiving the option of either a $50 gift card. You can also have that in cash. And yes, you have the option to use that toward a reading. The second winner will be receiving $50 off a 1-hour general reading recorded. My first winner is Shelly Buchanan. Please comment below which of these options you would like. My second winner, who's getting $50 off a general reading recorded, is Sharon. Congratulations to the both of you. Now, if you would like to be entered into my next giveaway, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe and share the video. Your name is going to be entered as many times as you comment on the videos and the videos to follow up until the giveaway is announced. And the comments have to be in relation to the video, you guys. So make sure you're watching through to the end. My next giveaway will be $150. The first winner will be receiving $100 cash or gift card or $100 off a reading to my first place winner. My second place winner will be receiving $50 off a general reading recorded. Okay, so guys, let's get into this Q&A. Now, I just picked a few questions that stood out to me from my social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, etc. So let's get into it here. This question here is a great way to kick off the Q&A. Who is Psychic Medium Queen? Well, I'm a first-generation psychic medium whose desire is to introduce a new thought-provoking approach to the world about psychics. As a medium, healer, spiritual teacher, motivational speaker, spiritual counselor, and a life coach, I have amassed in the last 2 decades the blessing of being able to help hundreds of thousands with my abilities through spirit, being able to predict future events and communicate with those who have crossed over to the other side. I have over 23 years of experience, and I'm known as a prophetess of this time. It is my esteemed purpose to aid others. My hope and desire is to redefine what we call psychic. What's a reading like with me? According to my clientele, a reading with me has been defined as deeply compelling, emotionally intimate, and so accurate it's bone-chillingly startling. Clients have stated I'm so personable that they feel as if they've known me for years. Many consider me their psychic best friend forever. As a natural-born medium, my gift comes straight from God. My style of reading, however, is not the norm. I don't need names, birth dates, or any information. I simply ask that my clients come open and ready to receive their messages. My slogan is, don't tell me, I'll tell you for a reason. Why? Because Spirit already knows what's ailing you. Thus, it will tell me exactly what you need and want to discuss. For those of you guys who are new to me, in 2020, I decided to expand my reach to aid others by coming onto social media to further share messages of hope and healing during such an unprecedented time in our history. Since January 2020, I have been blessed to reach hundreds of thousands of souls online, aiding in the transformation of lives all over the globe. My very first YouTube video was about Kobe Bryant, which was proven accurate by Entertainment Tonight just 18 hours after I uploaded it. I'm so very happy to say, even more so, that the follow-up video that was requested brought solace, hope, and closure to the hearts of 80,000 people who mourn Kobe Bryant's loss. That video is still one of my most viewed videos to date. Predictions manifested from that particular reading just 2 days after it was posted, and messages would continue to come to fruition even over a year later. Since launching my YouTube channel, it has opened doors to New Souls Enlightenment. I've been blessed to aid in bringing home missing persons, giving tools to those in need of healing, giving closure to family members and friends for those who have crossed over. And I'm forever grateful that I've been blessed to be of service and continue to be of service to many of you on today. What does it mean to be a light versus dark psychic? Light psychics read for the light and are authentic readers, meaning that they don't need to dabble in dark magic or the dark arts and sacrifice anything to retrieve their messages. Messages are given to light psychics automatically because they are trusted by spirit. Simply put, light psychics read for higher realms. They read for God, read for the light. Dark psychics read for lower realms. They read for the dark, read for the devil. Now, how can you tell the two apart? Well, the darker ones usually have rituals like spitting on something, sacrificing something to get answers, and most time, often than not, they believe in one deity. Sadly, the two existing, good and bad, this is what gives psychics a bad name, because people assume we're all from the same lot, which can't be further from the truth. Light psychics, on the other hand, might only pray, like myself, to simply cover a session. You, myself, and nothing more. Another key difference in dark psychics is that they're always negative, and you walk away from a reading and feeling heavier than when you came. They scare you and they lie to you on purpose to get more money out of you, to keep you coming back, and or to keep you on a cliffhanger, so to speak. For example, they may tell you you have an attachment or you're cursed, and they're willing to take that off you for X amount of dollars. Whereas a light psychic will remove an attachment and do it absolutely free, and they won't think twice about it. Now, I want to clarify here and add here, there are some light workers who cast out demons that interface with possession who require a fee because of how much energy and time it can take to cast out demons that are many, like Legion, for example. Demons that have tethered themselves to the host so strongly that it may take hours or days for them to be released, and thereby requires time, and thus the light worker should be compensated for interfacing with entities that will wipe out their energies. Now, an attachment, however, that is few or very weak, light workers can simply rebuke and send them back from where they came. Now, bear in mind that attachment, however, can't come back to the person if they do not do their work to keep it away energetically. Now, how does one know the difference between attachment and possession? Well, an attachment connects to the host through depression, hurt, anger, and any lower vibrational feelings or emotions. Possession is much the same, except it's much more pronounced, as demons can cause the person to do things like commit crimes or unalive someone, and even morph the person's physical body. To circle back to the beginning, the difference between a light and dark psychic via readings, a light psychic will leave you full, and you won't feel as though you were left on a cliffhanger. Additionally, if anything is given that is unsavory to your ears, it's delivered in a manner you are able to accept. You also leave with hope and clarity about your situation. Lastly, another difference between the two is the power. As a psychic medium, I send demons back to hell all the time. I couldn't do that if I was evil. Dark psychics do not have power to cast out demons, and they actually are really afraid, truthfully, to interface with a demon because demons can't cast out demons. Lastly, dark psychics get most, if not all, messages completely wrong and make up stories that are simply not true. What are all the gifts that you have, Queen? Well, I'm a psychic medium first and foremost, which means I have the rare gift and great responsibility of connecting you all with those who have crossed over, and not just give you messages or predictions. As it relates to mediumship, the person you seek will be there for you to speak with you, and they can hear you. I am the connection and the interpreter between realms to help you do so. Many of you who have read with me can affirm that you've heard for yourselves how the people I channel will manifest their illnesses in my body to show you how they crossed over. They tell you where they were laid to rest, how they looked. They even manifest mannerisms in my body that they used to do when they were here. Specifics about their homes, even their day-to-days and more. Things I couldn't possibly know. The reason they do all of this is to ensure you that you are talking to them, and in turn you can ask them anything you like, and they will tell you anything they would like to say to you as well. It is a priceless experience that will give you peace. Secondly, I have all the clairs, which means I have the gift of just knowing. I know when something's going to happen before it happens. Clear aroma. I don't have to be in your presence to know who you are. And I've actually even described many of you to you, which is clairvoyance, that having the ability to clearly see. Clairaudience, which means I can clearly hear messages. Clairsentient, which means I am extremely empathetic and I can feel and take on the emotions of anyone living or crossed over. The other two clairs fall under these categories as well. I also have the gift of psychometry. This one is very rare and very fleeting. This is a gift to pick up an object and describe a person's residence or tell you what went on in a particular place. For example, with a client's car key, I described her entire home and had never set foot in it one time. What happens to a medium's body when they channel a person who has crossed over? When a medium channels a person who has crossed over, depending on what they passed from, the severity of their death will be felt by the person who is channeling them. For example, I've had people take over my body who have crossed over from cancer or illness, and they made me feel every single pain they felt. If a person has a tumor, I will feel pressure in the place they had it. If they died of illness, they make me cough uncontrollably or trigger pain in every portion of my body that they felt pain in to make sure you are aware of what they felt. This also in turn affirms who we're channeling. Now, this kind of energetic work, you guys, It's not for the ill-willed. It leaves the medium completely drained, which is why you will find it costs more, because energetically and physically for the medium, it costs more. Okay? Now, this was a good one. Why do believers have such strong disdain towards psychics? Because most, if not all people, put people in a box. Now, I find it interesting that the word that teaches us to love would be so critical of anyone. A lot of the time, it's their level of consciousness and what they have chosen to accept for this life. Other times, it's judgment and simply the fear of what they don't know consciously. The very person pointing the finger at a person, most time often than not, spews salt and water from the same spring, meaning they curse and they wreak chaos themselves. Does not the word itself state you can't speak life and death from the same spring? The Bible also speaks about having a Jezebel spirit, being promiscuous, having sex before marriage, babies before marriage, etc. Babies are born all the time in the church. Cheating occurs all the time in the church. The wearing of lewd clothing, committing lewd acts, etc. And the first thing to be said when those things are pointed out from a person that's pointing a finger at you is, God is still working on me, or simply, I just have to ask for forgiveness. Yet judgment is passed on someone who is spiritual, who is a light worker, who doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't cuss, and does all they can to lead a life of love and light and simply wants to help people save their lives. The only difference is they believe differently, i.e. spirituality versus religiosity. If we compare the two here by the previous description, by the Bible itself, who's truly sinning here? When it comes right down to it, no one should judge or be judge and jury to someone who in their mind sins differently. The Bible in and of itself is man-made, but it is God-inspired. But what's also, as this has been stated on the channel before, it's a well-known factor if you Google it, that the Bible was also altered to control people by the Council of Nicaea. It comes down to, for many people, that they are afraid to live their truths because of how they were conditioned in their first institution. So much so they feel extreme guilt because truthfully, many would like to live their lives, but they hide in the shadows because of religiosity, and as a result, hate on the person who is free and not tethered to religiosity. Many make their belief system work to suit them because it's a means of keeping what they have been taught and accept. But they put God in a box to suit their needs and excuse their behaviors, but will attack spiritual people because they choose to undo their conditioning and live spiritually. What one chooses to believe should be respected. We should coexist and respect each other's beliefs because the Bible says here again to live peaceably with all men, not just the ones you agree with. On a conscious level, some people agree before they were born to accept what they have been taught and choose to not wake up, while those who wake up have a different level of understanding and responsibility as a result. These are the ones who ask the hard questions, do the work, and evolve because they know there is no ceiling to how much you can grow, and these people feel free. As it stated on earlier, the Bible says for us to live peaceably among all men. I truly feel that with so many different religions that it creates separation. We should be able to coexist because there is truth in all of them, and they all, to me, I personally believe they derive from one space. So let's just be loving to one another and be open-minded, being open to everything and attached to nothing, because if you cannot be open to somebody else's opinion and you want them to just take your own, then how loving is that? You don't have to necessarily agree with it or live it, but you can definitely let that person live what they'll live, okay? What is my mission as a psychic? My mission is to enlighten the masses, to aid in people's healing, to assist with your soul's growth and enlightenment, to give direction and guidance through spirit, and in anything that may be ailing the collective, to help you awaken your gifts and connect you guys with those you love. Now, somebody asked, what is a surface energy reader versus a true psychic? I like this one. A surface reader is somebody who may get some things right based on current energies, like what's going on right now, but they cannot predict the future accurately. A true psychic can see past, current, and future events with no information from you, and things actually happen. A surface reader, things won't actually happen that they do predict because they can only see so far. Okay, what's the difference between a medium and a psychic? Well, all mediums are psychic. Not all psychics are mediums. Not everybody has the gift to connect to people who have crossed over because it's a great responsibility and it's not given to just anyone. Someone asked, has a reading ever scared me? No, not at all. Now, since I'm highly protected and always have my guides and angels around me, there is nothing to fear. Since I have the power to send lower vibrational entities back to where they come from, I simply cast them out without a second thought. Now, when I first started, darkness was more scared of me, because it's like, how dare you, change people's lives? How dare you give them the tools? How dare you be a channel for spirit to aid these people? How dare you? Because they don't want to see you do a great work in this life. For me, as long as one person can say their life has been changed, I've done my work, okay? So I will never let an entity or anything scare me when I have more power than it, okay? Now, somebody asked how to tell the messages you receive are accurate when you receive a reading. Another good one. Now, how you're able to tell if a reading is accurate is if your spirit agrees with it. We all have intuition, actually. So if you feel something in the pit of your stomach, it's just not agreeing with you. That means it's not accurate. If it feels right, it's right. Also, as I said earlier, when you're getting false messages, you will walk away feeling hopeless. And not just because you didn't hear what you wanted to hear, you guys. Somebody asked, do I believe that witches can be light workers? Personally, no, because witches practice magic which mess with free will. There will never be, for me, a good reason to tamper with someone else's free will. Also, the practice of magic in and of itself comes at a cost greater than the request itself eventually, so it's not worth it. For example, if you want to bring your love back, you might bring somebody back who's now obsessed with you, who now might hurt you. So it's like, is it really worth it? Because they're being pulled and they don't understand why, and their conscience is fighting with whatever is pulling them. It's more than likely a spirit that's unclean. So it's just not worth it. You guys do not tamper with magic. That's my personal opinion as a light worker, okay? Now, lastly here, this question is not related, but do you have a P.O. box? Because I want to send you some things. Okay, yes, I'll put it here in writing as well. Tell you guys it's Psychic Medium Queen, 55551 Hollywood Boulevard, number 1210, Hollywood, California, United States, 90028. Now, that's it for the questions. If you would like to book a reading, feel free to reach out to me. I actually have a special going on. I'll put it up here. It's my Valentine's Day special. If you would like $20 off your 1-hour general recorded reading from now through the 14th. For those of you guys who have read with me, feel free to comment below about what the readings have done for you in your life. Additionally, if you would like to comment about the products and what they've done for you as well. Until next time, I will see you guys in the next reading. And keep the faith, you guys. All right, be blessed.